If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Welcome back, WNST, Towson, Baltimore, WNST.net. We are live in Phoenix, Arizona. We are at Super Bowl 49. Luke Jones riding shotgun. And I've got an old friend, but never a foe, even though we were foes in Super Bowl 35.
We were. You got the better of me.
Yeah, you know, I beat Tiki Barber up every time I see him, and I beat you up every time I see you. I leave Fossil alone, though. You know, I mean, oh, you
owe
know.
him something?
Yeah,
Beat your chest. Beat your chest. What you got?
What you got? Super Bowl 35 champion and the runner-up, Glenn Bubba Parker, joining us here. How you been, man?
I've been fantastic. You know what? Life gets better all the time.
You said that we said we're compressing videos. You said you need to compress. You look good, man. You look like you look better than you. So many linemen lose weight, and then there are other guys that go the other direction. But we've seen. Matt Burke and my dear friend Mike Flynn and in Baltimore, Harry Swain. Those guys all played against you in that game. They look like you, svelte, thin, and I guess you look like you feel good.
Yeah, I feel great. Obviously, I hurt. I have a lot of injuries from football. But here's the reason offensive linemen do that. You know, you see D linemen, they balloon. You see running backs, they balloon. They're not discipline-based positions. Offensive line, you're disciplined, you are structured. Everybody has to be on the same page. So when we retire, we're used to having a structure and discipline. So what do? What's our next challenge? Our next challenge has to be to lose weight. We got to get small because what do you know? Everybody dies, and you die sooner if you're bigger. So let's get smaller and live a little longer.
Where did you play at, and where are you right now? I mean, you look buff. You look like a linebacker more than a linebacker.
Well, thank you. You should see me in a mirror. I look really good. No, sorry, was that too personal for you? We've been more personal.
You got great hair, too.
Thank you. My bald head speaks volumes, doesn't it? No, so what I did, I used to play at about 320. I'm about 260 right now, 255. I'd like to get to 235, but that means a strict cut of fat right now, and I'm going to try. I'm going to get there.
Now, you're pitching, man. We got Military Benefit Association. We've had so many people come through here. We've had Wounded Warriors. We've had people doing stuff. We had Jeremy Stat here earlier, talking about their service. I mean, there's great stories everywhere, but you've got your own story.
Well, yeah, and I'm not pitching. That's the thing. This is just truth. This is what this is. The Military Benefit Association, and they sponsored a great flag football game last night with the Wounded Warrior amputees. But they are an organization that was put together by the military, for the military. Enlisted men did this for over 50 years. And what they do is they offer affordable life insurance for these people. They're for the families and the members. They help them transition. There's a whole portfolio of available benefits that they put together for the military members. So it's near and dear to my heart.
This is my wife's father's a Vietnam veteran.
Right. Yeah. You know, for me, it's my grandfather was wounded in World War I. My father fought in World War II. Korea, was there in Vietnam. I grew up on bases my whole life. I'm an honorary commander at Davis-Monthan Air Force
That's why you have that structure to lose the weight.
I have a very close tie and a love of our heroes, and these people have given a measure of themselves for the greater good, and we need to help them. And Military Benefit Association is doing that. You go to militarybenefit.org if you're in the military. If you're out of the military, if you're part of it, they're going to be there to help you. They do a great job. They have a big portfolio. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
We've talked Deflategate all week. I'm gonna
sweet.
Yeah, I'm almost done with it. Luke's been done with it for like 96 hours.
I was done on Monday afternoon.
You were done on the plane on the way out here, I think. Let's talk about the game.
Sure.
This is a really good football game. I mean, now that we're getting down to the nitty-gritty toward the weekend, this is a hell of a matchup.
Yeah, it seems to be. You know, so many times they don't live up to the hype, but this one seems pretty good. And the reason, because you've got the two big elephants, the New England offense and that Seattle defense. So who comes out? That's usually a wash, right? When you get two great units that are facing each other, it's kind of a wash. Some are going to win, some are going to lose. So really, you got to look at the other side. Then you got to look at Seattle's offense and New England's defense. And to me, that advantage goes to the offense of Seattle. They run the ball. They run the ball well. And if they can get ahead of the sticks consistently running the ball, New England's going to have a hard time keeping up, because I don't know if they can score enough points against that defense if their defense can't get off the field. So I know everybody believes New England's the winner in this, but when I look at a good defense that Seattle has, and then I like the fact they can run the ball well, and if you are ahead of the sticks, Russell Wilson's a good quarterback ahead of the sticks.
Well, and you just mentioned it with New England's offense. Very, very efficient, but they're not explosive. It's not the big plays down the field. It's more, Brady just chunking on the outside to Edelman and Gronkowski over the middle, but not that big field stretcher that comes to mind.
Right, and then again, it will take – a lot of this is going to play very early on how they call the game.
Right.
If the officials are tight with the corners of Seattle, this could be wide open. But you would have to ask yourself, why are they going to be tight now? They haven't been calling them tight, right? And let's go back to when New England originally started winning their Super Bowls. They were the ones that had the wide receivers. I mean, the DBs that came up and hit and attacked and were very physical, and they never called it. So that's, I kind of think, where we're at. And I think if they call it loose, you're going to see New England struggle maybe a little on offense, but certainly on defense against the run.
Now, we know you best as a Giant, but you spent a couple of years in Buffalo doing some things there as well. Some thoughts about Jim Kelly. Jim's staying in our hotel. My wife is now a survivor, bone marrow transplant last year. Scott from the Bills, who I know you know real well, wanted to get them together for a little inspirational picture. But what Jim Kelly has gone through and where Buffalo is, and we just saw Rex 5 minutes ago and snapped a picture with him, our old pals running the Bills. And one of his first deeds was to have a beer with Jim Kelly in Buffalo.
Jim's a fighter. Jim's from Western PA, and they model themselves as fighters. That's who those people are. And he got to Buffalo. He's a fighter, and you lose some big games, but he always came back. He always wanted to fight some more, and he's gone through so much with his personal life, with his son Hunter.
Unbelievable.
He's fought. And now this was put in front of him, and he's fought. That's who he is. That's who he was on the field. That's who he is in life. And that's.
But the
Jim
teammates standing behind him. When you think of the Bills, they lost Super Bowls. They lost Super Bowls. But you guys, all the guys on those teams, the love. I mean, you talk Mark Levy. I'm sure. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? All of that. But what I've seen around him has just been because it happened concurrently. My wife was in the hospital. Jim Kelly was in the hospital. Kurt Schilling, dear friend, one of my best friends in the world, married Kurt, has been married to Kurt for 25 years, all fighting at the same time. Unbelievable.
Yeah, the thing is, you talk about that love, you talk about how we stuck around. Good teams fall apart because they think there's got to be fame here for me, and there's fame. They start bickering over the carcass. Great teams stick together because they don't ask for that fame. They just do it. Jim Kelly didn't try to be above us. He was one of us. And that's why there's love. That's why those players that you talk about that are constantly around him, because he didn't say, I'm Jim Kelly, I'm the quarterback, I'm the star. He wasn't that way. After every game, he opened his home for all of us to come in and have a party.
And his sports bar.
Yeah, his sports bar too. But that's who he was. That's why teammates have stuck by him.
Hey man, you've always been one of the great guys in the game. I appreciate
it,
Elbows
man.
up. Glenn Bubba Parker here, supporting the Military Benefit Association. Where can we get more information?
MilitaryBenefit.org.
877-MBA-1020. Come on more often, man. Give me a call once in a while. I love having you on.
You got it. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, Nestor.
Glenn Bubba Parker here, NFL legend in my mind because he's always been cool with me, and an Ed Block winner as well. So we'll step out, take a break. We're live at Super Bowl 49. It's all brought to you by CharlesNewsonoff.com. Valentine's Day on the way. Cupid on the scene. Go get her something beautiful. True love comes in all shapes and sizes, and there's something for everyone and every budget at Charles Newsonoff. Also, Continental Title, a 30-year company featuring 55 well-established title professionals in Maryland and Delaware. ContinentalTG.com for more. Luke is Luke at WNST.net. I'm Nasty at WNST.net. Twitter, Facebook, and around the world. We are WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore sports.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.